welcome to the channel, Stitch Your Friends. We are back, and today it's Saturday. I'm again a bit delayed, but I've been sick during the last couple of days, or the last week. I was sick from Thursday, I think, and then I went back to work here Friday. I went back, but I also crawled myself to work on Monday, which was a really bad idea, so I got sent home by my employees, saying that they didn't think that it was too good an idea that I was sitting there coughing, and yeah. So so I've been ill and just at home. I haven't even worked from home. Sometimes when I'm ill, you don't feel well enough to go to work, but you don't feel ill enough to go to bed. I was just sleeping and wanted to, if I was awake, I wanted to watch some Netflix and so on. I did stitch a bit, but it wasn't as much that I could have done if I had been well. But anyway. So I've been doing a couple of things the last couple of days and so on, but let's go through it. Most of my work is from the week before I got sick. So first of all, I have a finish, which you've seen before, but it's now framed. So I found this frame for my all forest embroidery. It's just a normal, I think it's a record frame, I think. But I thought for this piece it looked really good. I really liked that it wasn't a huge piece or a really huge frame for it, because I think it makes the stitching come out good. So I'm really happy about that, and I'm trying to avoid glare, but that's almost impossible. But this is how it looks. So I'm really, really, really happy with it. It's my first large piece of an cross stitch. So yeah. If I would have done anything different today, I think I would have chosen a much more darker fabric. I think I would have chosen a blue, denim blue or something, I think, because it's a bit of a too faded fabric in some sorts of way. So if you do that, just be aware, if you follow the direction, this is the permanent one that they say that you can use. This is the color it turns out to be, and it is pretty true to color. So just perhaps choose a bit more darker one. I would do, but it's been nice to stitch it. So it's also, what do you want? Do you want to have one that's more, which is harder to stitch? So yeah. So that's my finish, my fully framed object. Just going to put it back on the floor, and then I have a finish. Isn't that great? It looks so good. This is my stamped cross stitch, which I've been working on for, I think since summer, right? No. I think around summer I started. No, probably before that. Almost a year ago, I think I started it. So I've been working on it as a car piece and so on. And as I said last time, the dog incidentally bumped into the table and got coffee all over it, and it dissolved the the colors of it in it, the stamped colors. So yeah, but I just soaked it, and if you have one of these stamped cross stitches, what I did was just to soak them for in some soap water. Just use regular soap, and just put it into that and let it be the night over, and the next morning and it was completely dissolved, all the colors. So and then I just ironed it. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, if I'm going to frame it, or I was always also thinking about making it into a pillow, but it's rather big for a pillow. It's a huge pillow. Still contemplating. Was always, yeah. You could also, if you found one of these trays, you know, which has a glass over it. I don't know. I'm still contemplating what to do with it. But anyhow, it's really finished and I'm loving it. I'm loving the colors and so on of it. Looks good. So this is my second really large cross stitch. So that was fun to do. Then we go to whips. And as I started to iron in everything, I thought, okay, let's just get into ironing everything. So what you haven't seen is that second part of Cloud's Factory. It has come out and I stitched it. So it's now we've got the princess and the frog. And she is wearing a crown, but as you can see, it's going into the fabric a bit. So I'm thinking perhaps I'm going to do something about it and put some silver or a gold crown on her instead of, so you're better able to see it. But otherwise it looks really, really good. And I'm happy to see the progress on it and what is coming next time. So it's a fun stitch. I'm not using the call for fabric because I couldn't get it. It was one of these Pictures Plus, which is almost impossible to get in Denmark. And also in Europe as a whole, I really tried to see if I could find it. I couldn't find it anywhere. I think they called for week's dye work, some colors. I couldn't get these colors. They were sold out again in Europe or otherwise in the stores where I was looking. So I found some from is it called the other brand, the Colors Colors something. I can't remember it now. No matter. But I found a substitute from us, which is also a very good color. So yeah, I think it's turning out okay. So again, afterwards, I think I would have done it on a bit, I don't know, perhaps on a darker color. It's a bit hard to say at the moment, but it's really turning out. I think it would have been more nicer if it had been a bit of darker green or something. I don't know, but yeah, that's my progress on that one. So that's that one. Then I just ironed this. I don't think I have done anything on it. It's my Mirabilia, my butterfly lady, butterfly fairy is, yes. So, but I don't think I've ever shown her like this before, so I think I'm just going to let her rest like this, and if I'm going to stitch on her, I'm just going to pull her out and put her into a Q-snap or anything or something. And I also, yeah, that's another thing, is that I just stitched all of the sides on it, so they're now stitched on all of them. Then I also just ironed this one, which is the huge one from Permanent Copenhagen. This one, I'm still contemplating what to do with it because I'm not completely sure that I like it. I really like the bottom part of it, but I don't know, I like the letters really. I think it gives it such a really old. They look much better on the mock-up than they do in real life, I think. But I'm going to stitch them, and if I don't like them, I can just do like this kind of pattern. So I want to move down and start on some of these ones just to see how they turn out. I'm going to show that afterwards. I'm going to just put this aside and show you what thoughts I have around this one. So I'm just going to take it down here. Then I have my Gecko Rouge, my gamer. I think I've just stitched a couple of more stitches over here, but I haven't done much to it. Still, all day tomorrow I'm going to work on it because I really want to get some stitches on and have another page finished. Started it on January. I think I can't really remember. Do I have? I can just go out and look here. See how many stitches got in on it. Let's see. I have 7,000 stitches done on it, which is 3.88%. So it's still not very much. There's 181 stitches in it, so it's huge, and it's a 25 thread count. So 1/1. So the stitches are petite in it. But it looks good. So it's a long-term project, and just going to tug along on it. And then in a couple of years, I think it's 36 pages long. So in a couple of years, yeah, 3 years, something, it's going to be done, right? So let's hope you're sticking around for 3 years. But she's good, and I'm loving it. Then I found this one, which I haven't done for a long time, which is my cushion, which I'm going to do at some time, my pillow. So it's my chocolate one, which is really good, and it's stitched on this it's a canvas. It's I don't know what you call it, but it's really see-through with flat stitches, but this is how far I've gotten on it, and I think I'm going to toggle along a bit more on it. I think I'm going to do this to be my new car piece, because it's pretty easy to do, full crosses and so on, but fun stitch. I'm almost complete with the first square. And then we are moving on, and let's see if I can find the colors on here. So this is a kit from Flosstube, which is a Danish brand. So let's see if I can get the colors out. So these are the colors. So they're really mute colors, but they look beautiful. So yeah, and it's pearl cotton. Wool one, I think. It's not one of these normal pearl cottons. I think it's called, yeah, it's a wool one. So it's 100% wool. So love stitching with it. It's going to be fun to have done and put on a pillow. So yeah. Then we have 2 new starts because just because. I think that was the squirrel move. That was the doggy move of me, because I had all these squirrels flying around in my head. So I think I just needed to start something. So one of them is also a hold. So I started this one because I've said that all along. In this month, February in Denmark, we are celebrating fastelavn, which is old tradition we have, which is have a lot in common with Halloween, but it's more with witches. And in old times they put a black cat into a barrel and they hit the barrel, and it's a really bad tradition. I know it. But nowadays we still have these wooden barrels, and the kids have bats, and they smack the barrels, and there's cats like these, oh, here, put around the barrel, and they smack around the barrel. And when they, I think when they smack out, the kid who smacks out the bottom of the barrel, the bottom plate, is cat king, and no, cat queen, and the one who completely smashes down the barrel, which is hung up in a string, he's the king. So that's the tradition. But I really like this one, and I've just been putting it out to start it, also because I've had really issues with finding fabric that I like for it, because this one is again a Picturist Plus, and I've been searching for it, and I think I could get it from America, but the import costs and so on were horrendous, so I chose not to do it. And so I found one instead from Lakeside Needle, and this is how far I have gotten. And I really like this fabric. It's not as fiery or something, but it's a pumpkin pattern, so I still really like it, and I hope that it's going to look okay when I think it is. I think it's still a bit fiery, not as much as the other one. I would have liked to get the other one, but wasn't just a possibility. So this is for me, it's a really difficult stitch because you have to count a lot. So I have frocked a lot on this piece because one miscount and things just don't add up. So her face has been frocked a lot. So but it's also because then I was perhaps watching a bit of Netflix, or YouTube or something, and then I was getting out of count, going back and forth with my eyes. So I started to just listen to a book instead of, and so that made it a bit more concentrated to do. So yeah, so that's really good. I'm loving this one, and there's beads for it as well. So they're in here. These are the Middle Hill beads. I don't know. I think perhaps the orange one is going to bleed in a bit, also the gold one, but I'm going to try and stitch this. Sorry. First, I'm going to see if I can I think I'm going to take all the black and put it in, stitch the black, and then bead it at the end, just to see. And then I can also decide whether or not I want some other colors than the gold and this orange one, because it's not really visible. The orange one isn't really visible. I think it's the band on her head, and I think the gold is around in these is it small brushes or something on her hat. I don't know. I'm going to wait and see, and then I can always buy if I find some. I find them to go too much together with the fabric, and they don't stand out. It's always difficult to see also because this is probably, yeah, it's a computerized mock-up, isn't it? Yeah, it is. I think so. Perhaps. Not sure. But anyway, it's always nicer to see it on when you've started it, and you can also decide whether or not you like it. So yeah. So that's that one. And then I fell into a rabbit hole, which was our local marketplace. There was this woman who sold out cross stitch kits, and she sold a Gecko Rouge one, which I've been really wanting to stitch, and she sold it for half price. Sorry, there's a lot of crinkling here. I think I'm just going to take it out because I think this is going to give a lot of glare. So she sold it for half price, and here it is. Isn't that gorgeous? Huh? I've been really wanting to do this one like these, and then I know my mother-in-law, she's really in love with one of the other ones that I've done. It's a diamond painting one, but she really loves it. So I've put around 900 stitches on it, and so I've started up in the corner up here like this. I'm just going to see like this. So here we are, and this is the corner up here. I'm just going to grab the picture. So here is the corner that I've started up here. So, and the markup is really true to color, so it's amazing, isn't it? And still, I'm wanting to go down here because, you know, then we're starting to work into the reds also. But there's still some way down to the reds. So, but gorgeous. I'm so much in love with this piece. I just wanted to show you something. Just to show you. So we have 900 stitches on here. And just to show you how many colors we've got going in these 900 stitches, because I've got my markup here. So I have, let's see, in the area I've got 2, 3, I've got around 30 colors going just in these 2,000 or in those 1,000 stitches, almost 1,000 stitches. And you can see the palette here. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. So happy about it. And yeah. You should see the mess that I've got here. My husband would kill me if he saw it. Then, oh, I forgot something because I started to work on another piece. I am normally really concentrated, but I think that flew just made me really unconcentrated and just made me fly around. So I don't know if you remember this one, but this one is a piece that I bought from a girl who had started and then given up on it. I just put some stitches in up here. I think I put 50 stitches in, but this is definitely, I really understand why she thought that it was complicated. There's so many quarter stitches in it that it's a nightmare. For instance, here, this is done on an 18 count, but here, in here, you've got, I think, 8 quarter stitches just in that little area, and they are tiny, and you have to pierce through the Ada and make it look good and so on. So I'm so impressed with it, but I think she stopped when she had to start all. Up until that point, she just did normal cross stitches from where she's been working, but then she stopped when she started working on all these quarter stitches. So I think this is just one of these works where you just have to be patient and take it up when you feel like it, because it's going to look beautiful when it's done. He's already, I haven't backstitched it. I think he's almost done. There's something still needed. There still needs to be done a bit of on his hat, but then he needs to be backstitched. And I think you just need to say, okay, I'm going to complete this area, and then fully complete it and be satisfied with that one, because it's a huge work. And it's going to turn out brilliant when it's done. So this is one that I'm going to take into my rotation now also. And just get 50 stitches in per month, or 100, whatever I can make of it. And then in 3 years it's going to be done. But that's just it, because we don't rush, do we? There's no reason for rushing for it. Then I have some haul. I'm just going to grab this out and see. So the first thing that I got home was that Gecko Roots one, which was pre-loved and pre-owned. But then mainly my haul has been threads and, it has been threads and, stay up there. It's falling down all of it. It's been threads and been fabric. So I ordered from Misus in Spain anyway, one of her thread packs, which I think they're really good priced, and then she sent me a gift which I was amazed about. It's the second time that I ordered from her, and she's really fast at shipping. But I ordered the full skein of the hanger floss at some point of silks from her, and I just saw all of these variegated ones, and I just had to try them because they are so pretty. So, aren't they gorgeous? Look at those. The green ones, this is a mojito, and we've got a peacock, and we've got a darling and peacock. There isn't much difference in it. This one has a bit of more green in it, this is more blue. Then we have a hydranea, which I've got 2 of. This nice purple one, look at that color scheme. And then I've got Pride, which I also think is beautiful. And I just I need to find something to stitch. But that was what I was thinking. That was what I was thinking to do with this one, just to make it a bit more lively. Put these colors in and just brighten them up. Do you think, what would you do? Would you take and just make it dark blue as it is charged, or would you liven it up a bit and make it a bit more modern with taking in all of these colors and make it a bit more stringy or something, or colorful anyway? I'm so unsure. So still in my planning. And then she also took these and put them in. They're beautiful. I really like that green one. So now I have to buy some more from her, don't I? And I haven't even tried to stitch with the silks, but they are just gorgeous, and I don't think they are bad stitching with. They're like, you just want to cuddle them, don't you? So they are so good. So if you come by her shop, I'm going to link her below. Take a look. Especially if you live in Europe and so on, these are really priced really good, and then not more expensive than some of the other ones. She also have the hoity-toity from Long Dog samplers, which have been Glangert. She has the silks from for that one, and she has from is it Jen creates, Jen Hicks creates some of her pieces. She also has a package for silk package. So yeah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Then there was a girl who closed her embroidery shop, and she sold her variegated flush. These are not they're not DMC, they are a Spanish brand. It's a Moline brand. Ispa, I think they're Spanish, and it's 100% cotton. So like DMC, but not the same one. But she sold them really cheap, so I've got a lot of cotton variegated colors, and there's some beautifuls in there. Just going to grab a bunch of them. Look at those colors. So, and I just thought these I can always put in somewhere. You can always use them in spring flowers, on samplers, everywhere you want to just put them in. So I thought that they were really good. And then she had, I think I had to buy 100 skeins for, how much did I pay? I think I paid $25 for it, if even, including shipping. So, and in Denmark that's really cheap. And then we have some blues, which are really pretty, and there's also this one, which is a variegated white cream one. Yeah. So I'm really happy with that. So I think I bought 100 from her. So they are really, really pretty. And then yeah, then AliExpress had a sale, and also on their Royal Flush, which one of the stores are selling. This is also 100% cotton, and you can buy just 100 pieces, and you don't know which colors they're going to send, so they're random. And I think I paid $12 for 100 skein. And they're really good quality. Some say that they are more, that they tend to flush and so on more than other ones, but other the DMC ones. But I don't think that is that bad. I just took some of them and took them together with DMC. They are using DMC colors, and they're really alike, but it's like they're a bit more lighter in the colors. So I don't think that you should go and just buy these and use them as one-to-one. If I were to buy them and use them as a substitute for DMC color, I would definitely just check that these are the right colors before you just use them on a hate chart or whatever you wanted to use them for. But if you just want to do a floss toss, and these are brilliant just for doing that. So and with the prices that we pay, I can get, and I do when I do my hates and so on, I get my my floss from Lakeside Needlecraft, which I think their skeins are around 67 pence, so they're pretty cheap as well. So I get them from there, but these ones are just good for floss toss and so on, I think. So yeah, I think that's my haul. Not the most exciting one. Yeah, did I do something else? I think I did buy something else. I bought, oh yeah, you haven't seen this one. So I found I had this one, which is one of these. Can I just? Yeah, you can just see it a bit. I got another color. This one is more. You can't see it, but this one is cream, and this one is white. So again with these shimmering. I don't know if you can see a bit. Yeah. Again with the shimmering, and it's a 32 count, both of them. They're just pretty. So yeah, and yeah, I've got some more because I've got all my fabric. I just forgot all my fabric, so I got that one. And then I got some 18 counts from the Lakeside Needlecraft. I've got an ordinary 18 count linen or 18 count fabric, which is from the Gecko Rouge one. So Heidi, if you want to, just contact me and you can get that one for your height. I don't know how much you need, but I think this is probably big enough. We can just measure it if you don't want to do it on a 25 count. I've got that one. And then I bought some Ada. This is a 16 count from Late Night Side Needlecraft. I thought I would put one of the Narrow Corbett fairies on it. Isn't that pretty? With the watercolors. I really, really love that one. How they've made that one. And these ones are not, you're not allowed, you can wash them, but you can't use detergent on them. But they're soft and they're nice. And this is a 16 count one. So 1/1 with 3 frets would be really good for it. And then I got this one, which is an 18 count. Again, from one of Nora Corbett's one of her fairies, or I don't know, or even what is it? One of these girls who's standing with the other fairies, the ones with the moons and so on. That would also be really pretty on it. You could also just make a Star Wars thing on it, couldn't you? For my son, he would hate me. He would, and it sparkles. I don't think that's really manly, isn't it? Is it? And then I've got this one, 16 count. I really like that one also. That's Cloud Dark Blue, it's called. Yeah, again, Lakeside Needlecraft. And then I've got a 16 count Ada, Haunted Moon. Okay, my cat is unpleased. Oh, that's really spooky with the house, and I think that one for some Halloweenish theme something. That's really pretty, isn't it? And you wouldn't have to stitch all the moon and so on, but a house and yeah. I just have to find the right things for it. Then I think that's it, yeah. And then I got this one, which is just an ordinary cream antique linen. I think it's a Monaco, yeah, piece, which I thought that I would do a sample on. I think I'm probably going to just tea dye it as well. So yeah. Yeah, so that's had to cough. I was making dinner and I was cutting up a beetroot, and you know all that red dye which is on your hands and you can't get it off and so on. So I was just wondering, because we can't get red dye here, and what we can get is something. It's most. I think the most. They're not as good as what you can get in America. So I had to think of it if I wanted to do some home dyeing, and I just thought that I could try with the beetroot and see how that went. So I put it into a pot, and I boiled some 14 count a 14 count Ada in it, and a linen, which is the unknown count. But and then I baked it in the other oven, and this is how it turned out. The linen. This is with beetroot. You can't wash this one, and it doesn't smell of beetroot anymore, but you can't wash it. It's not waterproof. So if I'm going to stitch on it, I'm just going to use it as is. But I think it's beautiful, and I really like the colors on it. So I baked it in the oven. I boiled it for I think 40 minutes or so. Just that boiled it, and then I just put it into the oven and let it dry in there. And then it turned out like this, and then I just ironed it. But this is also just to show how much difference there are between linen and Ada, because this didn't take up as much as this took up. But it's still a nice color, isn't it? So it's more dainted, this one. It's not, but it's definitely one that I'm going to use for, it's beautiful for samplers, for perhaps I'm going to try and tea dye one of these as well, because this is a huge piece. So you can just tea dye it. This was what I was planning to use for my long dark sampler, but I didn't like for it. So I think also by boiling it, it's now not any longer a 14 count. I think it's a 16 count, because it's shrunk a bit. Not that it's gone out of, it's not gone crooked or anything, but it's just been going out a bit smaller. This is more stainy like, but it's really, really good. So just an idea if you want to experiment and you don't want to invest a lot of money into grit color and so on. So you can use different roots for it. You can use different there's also plants that you can take in from the outside. If you're interested in this, so then go Google just natural dyed fabric with dye your own fabric with natural fibers or something. And then there's all sorts of possibilities. They also use black beans. They say, I haven't tried that one, but if you take black beans, put them into a pot, and I think they need to boil. Take them off and put the fabric in them and put it away for 3 days. Your fabric should turn dark blue. So that could also be fun to do. And on the other hand, this isn't one you touch your fabric a lot, and this one isn't one that you are going to have any issues with allergies or anything, because this is 100% natural. So I like the idea of it, and I'm going to find something to stitch on it, definitely. So it's beautiful, and it's almost I'm trying to get it as close to a natural color. It's not baby pink, isn't it? Is it? It's more, yeah, more antique. I really like the looks of them. So just an idea. I'm no expert. I just wanted to try it. So finally, we've got our winner of the giveaway, and I just draw the winner. I had 17 unique comments, and the winner is Heidi, Crafty, and Dogs. It's so funny because last time that I did the giveaway, Heidi diamond painting with Heidi diamond craft, Heidi diamond painting with craft won, and now it's Heidi, Crafty, and Dogs. So anyway, but anyway, it says congratulations on your 1100 subscribers and speedy recovery to my son, or to your son. Your English is perfect and your stitching too. I'm not in the very tiny stitches yet, but I always love to see yours. I would love to diamond paint the chair or cake, whatever less people are interested in it. Have a nice week and happy stitching. One day we'll go from 11 count to 30 count stitching. Give me a year until I catch up. Many greetings from you from Germany. So Heidi, if you send me an email on to mycraftfamily@gmail.com with your address and so on, I will get just say which of them you would most like to do, the chair or the cake. And I will get it out to Germany and for you to try and do a diamond painting, so that will be fun to hear about. So yeah, congrats. Yeah, I think that's it from now. I will be back in 14 days. Hopefully less my cold has not at that time gone away, and then there's only 14 days till we are going to Paris. We are so looking forward to that trip, and I hope to find a stitchy boutique down there. I think there's some good ones down there. So yeah, and yeah, take care. And happy stitching, and comment below, give me a thumbs up, all the good things, comment, good, blah. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and all the good things, and take care, and yeah, see you next time. Bye.